Hi, I'm Tim Williams. I'm the head litigation attorney here at the firm. In this video, I'd like to talk about the AC joint itself, what an injury to an AC joint looks like, and some of the options to remedy or repair that joint. The AC joint is a part of the shoulder. It's essentially where your clavicle or your collarbone connects to the shoulder girdle itself. I think what would be helpful is to turn to the animation that we have here. So looking at this diagram, we see the front part of a male, obviously, with a male chest. We see the shoulder. This is now the left shoulder we're looking at. And to get an idea of what the AC joint is, we've taken some skin off. We see that's the clavicle or the collarbone, and it connects to the shoulder girdle or shoulder area out here, and that's actually the AC joint. So we can rotate this around a bit. Maybe we'll zoom in. Let's pull this down a little bit. So there we are. So this again is the collarbone coming through. This is now looking at the back side of the chest. This is the back here. The person's chest is facing that way, and we can see the collarbone coming through and then connecting there at the terminal end. So again, that is the AC joint, and obviously we move our shoulders quite a bit. They're a very movable joint. When we shrug our shoulders, that tends to put more pressure in the AC joint, and we'll look at that here in this video. This is what it looks like. So again, here we have the collarbone. It connects there to the top of the shoulder girdle. That's your shoulder blade there in the back. And when you move up like that, you can see it's actually putting pressure. Actually, not so much pressure, it's almost pulling a little bit that AC joint. And whenever you have an AC joint injury, that becomes a very difficult position to put yourself in. Anything involving lifting, shrugging, any sort of overhead movement where you might be pinching that joint together or pulling it apart becomes incredibly painful, and it's just no joy. So again, that's with the arm going up and then it's dropping back down. It relieves the pressure on that joint. So when someone has an AC joint injury, normally surgery is not recommended. Normally, it's ice, rest, heat, medication, either pain medication, anti-inflammatories, sometimes muscle relaxers, to try to get that joint to calm down, the swelling to go away, the healing process to begin, and then once it's healed, you should be, in theory, good to go. Sometimes people have some level of change to their joint, whether it's a fracture. Sometimes they have what's called a type 2 or type 3 acromion, which just means the end of the AC joint has a curve to it. There's a little piece of bone that curves down, and it can be aggravating some of the tissue underneath, be it the bursa or some of the muscles or the ligaments under there or the tendons. So what a doctor may choose to do at that point is to essentially snip the end of that AC joint off. So snip that sort of curved end, that bony protrusion off to relieve the pressure on the other tissues in the joint space itself, as well as to create additional room in there so that things can heal, things can glide, and you're not getting that rubbing and that fraying action. So what that looks like, this is not a great app to visualize that, but what that looks like here, we'll zoom in, maybe pull this down a bit. Let's see if I can get it to work. There we are. So what it looks like here is the doctor would then go in, and underneath that fibrous tissue right there, they may clip a portion of that bony protrusion off, your AC joint off. Sometimes they'll actually just cut the end of your clavicle altogether and just get rid of the AC joint altogether. That's only in rare circumstances. I've only seen that maybe 5 or 6 times in 15 years of doing this. Usually they're going to clip the end of it off, but even more usually than that, more normally, they're just not going to do any surgery whatsoever. So not a fun injury to have. Generally speaking, it does get better. Just got to be patient, got to suffer through it.
If you've been injured and need help, Dwyer Williams Cherkoss attorneys will get you the settlement you deserve. Experience gets results.